All right, we are here with Smart Moves with Sonia and Mike, and I am very excited about our guest today. I don't know if it's Kelly Ramirez or Kelly Wolf or Kelly
Are
Ramirez.
These legal documents or not?
Wolf?
Yeah.
Or who it is.
Kelly.
But one of our favorite people is here today, Kelly. She specializes in commercial real estate and is with XO Urban Properties.
Ox Urban Properties.
Okay. So that's what I wanted to know. Is it Ox or is it XOXO?
It's Ox. But I cannot tell you how many people will say, I saw your sign, hugs and kisses, or
That's
kisses
what I thought
and
it
hugs.
was.
I'm like, no, it's like, this branding genius put it together for a lot of money.
Oh, where's the ox in the
Ox
logo?
It's a zodiac sign. It's on our website, but I mean, we don't use it that often.
Oh.
Good to know.
But yes, Ox, not hugs and kisses, not cutesy cutes.
I do
but
like
yes.
the hugs.
So
It was cute. Now you're like, well, she's not so friendly.
I thought it was XOXO because it's like pink and blue, like your logo. Well, I don't know what color it is, but I feel like it's pink and
Orange
blue.
and blue. Orange
Well,
and blue.
Okay.
This one.
This
I
one.
mean, we've been
All right.
friends for how many years? It's like we just met.
She's still our favorite person.
Okay.
Kelly's number one.
I'm losing points. Here we go. Anyway, so we have Kelly on because she's got great real estate and commercial advice, and also, like us, has had some wild and crazy stories, and one of which we'll probably get to today of her accidentally befriending the baseline killer. So I feel
I was
like
going
that's
to say, don't you think this should be more of a what not to do episode
That could be the
of
case.
someone's career? Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. I guess take us to.
Drinks first.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So sorry to cut you off.
Let's get the most important part on the table.
So today,
Because Kelly's definitely ready for another cocktail.
Another. I like how she's. What do we have?
So we have. Today is going to be
Sponsored by Stanley or not yet?
not yet, but it will be.
Okay,
no
well,
doubt.
Stanley, if you're watching, shout out.
So I pre-mixed it, but this is called.
Wait, there's no.
Not. I haven't pre-mixed.
Oh.
this yet. But this is called.
Mike, you know,
You just
the
said you
fact that he
pre-mixed
puts
it.
up with us,
I know. I tell you.
I mean, that alone.
He's like, I pre-mixed it, but there's nothing in there.
Pre-mixed the drinking part
okay.
of it, but you don't want like sweaty ice in there. You want it to be like nice,
Oh,
solid
okay,
ice.
perfect.
Look at him. He's proper. He's doing it proper.
So today,
You look very dapper today. I like this outfit.
you look very lovely as well. So do you, Kelly. Everyone looks lovely.
Mike, you don't have to lie. It's
I don't
fine.
lie.
You know,
I've
I'm
never
We weren't
a
even-
mom.
I
we
do
weren't
not.
even
By a
trying
thread.
to
It's
match
fine.
today.
Oh yeah,
But we
you
do.
guys look very nice.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
so much. So today, what is our cocktail called?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you knew what it was called. I will show you. It was lovely. This is called a double/dual agency.
Oh, yes.
So the dual agency
This is my favorite cocktail.
favorite. And the dual agency is a nice mixture of delicious vodka and
Or like-
delicious gin.
Is there any Lillet in it?
And a little bit of Lillet.
So this is a
that
take on
child's
my-
container.
Excuse me. Sorry.
No. Oh. Okay.
Is that a sippy cup
Is
for
it a sippy
your
cup? I mean,
two-year-old?
it's kind of
This
brilliant.
is a child's container, but I couldn't bring in the
okay.
actual. I
See,
couldn't bring in the actual.
That's where I'm at these days. Yes, got it.
perfect.
Just in case.
Thanks for pointing that out,
Thank
Kelly.
you so much, Kelly. It is for a child.
Way to make us not look so smooth.
No, it's smooth. I mean, the Black Stanley, that alone.
Thank you. All right. I should do it for 10 more seconds, but. I'm gonna-
So this
For
is
time's
Mike's
sake,
take
Because
on
the
my favorite
ladies
drink.
were late. You can say that.
No one was late. It's okay. We're here on time.
We
Ladies.
weren't late. Kelly was late. I was
a
here.
lady was late. Late or, you know what? It's fine. It's neither here nor there.
Oh boy.
All right. The mix, we will
I
have
won't
it.
be driving home today.
I will be, I'm sure of it, safely. But we will have this recipe online. Not
Okay.
to worry. We'll
Look at
post it up here.
this. Look at this twist.
So this
My
is Mike's
goodness.
take on my favorite drink, which is also known as a Vesper.
But it's called way better with a dual agency.
But today we have renamed it the Dual Agency.
I like it.
Twist of lemon.
So it is 1 part vodka, 2 parts gin, a little
Twist of lemon.
twist of lemon, and a little spritz of Lillet. Now I haven't tasted this, so
Cheers.
Glasses are chic too. Cheers.
wait, is that a
love.
bug in mine? What's that?
It's a lemon juice.
Oh, what's that little
it's
brown?
Like, it's like the butt where you pull it off the tree.
butt
It's
of the
very
tree.
organic.
Eat it. It's good
It's
for you.
very healthy.
It's full of protein.
Fiber. Yeah. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers, love.
Cheers.
Wait, can I get a boomerang?
As we're filming, yes, please.
I mean,
I mean,
we are
by all-
filming,
by all
but I
means.
don't know if the filming would capture a boomerang. Hang on.
It would
okay.
not. Definitely
No.
Oh, whoops, reverse camera. It's a very close up of me.
Okay.
When?
And go.
Go.
Yay.
Hey, cheers.
All right, cheers.
guys. Reverse agency.
I do
Pretty
love,
good.
I
must
do
tell
love
you.
a good dual agency.
It goes down like fire. Very good.
Fire? Don't you think that's smooth?
It's nice.
What do you think?
It's nice. It's a little fiery, but
I think
mean,
you're
I like
debating.
it.
You look like you're debating how you feel about it.
No, I just feel like, are you about to hit me with like dual agency
Questions?
stories?
Oh no,
Yeah.
Maybe.
because
But that's very ironic. So you chose like a real estate term for your cocktail.
Well, this is a real estate show.
I'm sure you listened to the last podcast.
I just thought it was clever. That's all. I just thought it was very clever.
Episode 1. We had Vision.
I don't remember what we had. It was
It was
not very
something
good. It was not good. This is
Oh,
very
the
way
drink.
better.
So the drink game has stepped up.
Yeah.
Yes, much better.
Well, you got that going for you guys.
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you so much. You're up there. So, speaking of the Baseline Killer,
Okay,
I wanted
yes.
to give you a little interlude to because does everyone know who the Baseline Killer is?
You want me to tell this
But
story?
wait, aren't there multiple baseline killers?
There's one. Let me tell you what it is.
Oh, okay.
you
So-
Never
know
mind.
about
Mike's
this guy.
now
I do.
the expert.
So the Baseline Killer was a serial killer,
Yes.
and he was also a rapist who operated in Phoenix, Arizona, around 2005 to 2006. His real name is Mark.
We are
Go.
dating Kelly by giving away those dates.
I know. Rude.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that, but Mark Godot. He was responsible for 9 murders and multiple sexual assaults. His name comes from the fact that the attacks happened near Baseline in Arizona.
I don't feel like we should spend too much time giving him any kind of.
Also,
whatever.
though, some were very close to his home. He had 2 grounds of interest,
Oh, so-
shall we say?
Really?
Yes.
The Baseline slash.
/ Okay, so do you want me to, you want me to
Unintended
dive
slash.
in?
Yeah, please. Oh, well, so he was caught in 2006, convicted 2011. He is now sitting on death row.
Which is why I'm comfortable telling the story
Does he-
because otherwise
He will never come out.
Does he
I
ever
don't
write
want
you?
I don't want postcards. I don't
Nothing.
want. Okay, so here's my story. So,
Now, is this pre being in the commercial game? Is this how
way
you
pre.
started
This
your
is
career?
how I
Is this
started.
you by yourself,
This is
single,
This is
and
what's so
alone?
beautiful. This is my intro to real estate.
Oh, no.
This is
No.
my
I love it.
first
I love
real
it.
story. So I was
And, wait, are you single at the time?
I am single.
Okay.
I'm dating, but I'm single.
woman. Okay.
Yes.
And
Into
go.
the picture. Okay.
Okay, so let me. So I was a fine art photography major. Came back to Phoenix. Everyone says you have to move to New York to LA.
I'm just curious, will that be relevant in the story later?
It is.
Okay.
Because this is
It's
how.
it was an interesting
because
tidbit.
I came home to Scottsdale and I was like, I want to live here, but there is no career. So let's figure out what I can do. I know what I can do. I can start flipping homes. That's creative, and it's
Wait,
gonna
so
be.
how old were you?
I was 23.
Oh.
And you
know.
had the money to start flipping homes?
I borrowed the money. Yes.
I feel like at 22, I was a bartender. I don't
I mean, I
think
was
I would
an
have
idiot, but yeah.
It's still
Okay,
I was a
okay,
moron.
I like it.
So,
I like
okay,
it.
so
Sorry.
I flipped my first house. This house was at 28th and Pinchot, which is now known as Arcadia Light. I will
In
tell
shit?
Pinchot.
Pinch it.
Pinchot.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's call it Thomas. Okay.
Now Arcadia Light.
Okay, gotcha.
So I find this home. Now it is referred to as Arcadia Light. I can promise you back then there was nothing Arcadia-ish really happening. It was a little
I remember
a little
those
rough,
days.
right?
Yeah.
So I bought this home. It was a hoarder house. That is important for later in the story. Kept extending escrow.
Wait, how did you find this home? Were you like on MLS? Were you an agent?
think-
Was it in foreclosure?
No. I just found it. I think back then you could search MLS without being a member.
Oh,
right.
interesting.
Like that was back in the day when you could just like the public could search MLS.
Did you need a realtor back?
No, I
You
didn't.
just randomly
Yes,
called the number, made an offer.
I think so. I mean, it's so
I love
long
it.
ago. I mean, I feel like that's how it went.
Yeah.
And it was so sketchy back then. I mean, I remember those were the days where you'd go to Home Depot and guys would be like, I want to work. And you'd be like, come on over. And you'd just get guys for the day. And so, I mean, sketch number one as like a young girl. But so I get this house, 20th and Pinchot. And the hoarders move out. That is a whole episode in itself.
We
I
are
mean,
going to go drive
that-
this address and
I
take a
cannot
picture
wait.
of it.
We will. We'll
This
film it.
it was a 1,200 square foot house. I used 3 or 4 of the large dumpsters clearing the shit after they had extended to get all of their treasures out. I hope they're well. Anyways, I mean, to this day, if I close my eyes and I smell Fabulosa, I gag. I mean, it's just, I can see that house. If I smell,
I love Fabulosa. I love Fabulosa.
I loved it too, and I used it so much, and I have these visuals now with that house. And when I close my eyes, if I smell, ugh. Anyways, take me back.
Pull it down.
But so true Hoarder House. Clear the house. Start remodeling the house. There's a guy 2 doors down. Really nice guy.
Looking.
I was not attracted to him, but I would describe him as attractive, right? He was really fit, just really genuinely nice guy. And he'd come over and he was very curious, like, oh, what are you doing with the place? Let me see what you're going to do. What's the yard like? And I got into this routine of like constantly showing him around, like step by step. He would start to bring me coffee in the mornings. There was one day I do remember, it was very strange. I remember driving by and he was out. I have this visual in my head where he was out in the yard with the hose. And you remember those old school like yellow attachments that you'd put on a yard hose with like,
yes,
kind of do the spray
away. Exactly,
so he was kind of standing there doing this with his yard. And it was like a slow motion moment for me where I drove by it and I looked at him and I remember thinking, it's odd that he doesn't go to work. But that was my only thing.
What did you know what he did do for work, or?
No, I never asked him, but he was always home, right?
The construction.
That was true. But I'm telling you, like during that time, always home. Yes.
Okay.
So
first little hint of.
But I tucked that away. And I think I'm a really good judge at character, but I missed this one. And
did you ever go over there to visit him?
Never.
Like if he didn't show up, you weren't like, oh, I
people
would
always come over to me. It was like a very big to do in the neighborhood. Like,
what was his name again?
Mark.
So you were never like, hey, Mark. Like
no, didn't have his phone number. Nothing. I mean, we weren't that. Yeah. We weren't like sending emails and stuff. I don't even think we had smartphones back then. I think it was on like
on your Nokia phone.
Yeah, I think it was on that like green iridescent Nokia phone in those days.
Those are great.
I would like.
But I love
giving you cancer.
I love that you keep dating me.
No, the fact that I know it means I'm dating myself.
This was like 2005, 2006, and so I mean, there was one night also. I remember going out in Old Town. Okay, you'll love this because you know how we love to reference 90s Scottsdale and establishments. Do you remember Next Martini Bar? I think now it's Citizen Public House. Remember that one?
Citizen, yeah.
No.
Okay, so they had like a great martini bar. I remember going there for like a couple martinis, and I'm leaving, and it's like 10:30. I'm like, oh, I think I forgot to lock the door. There's no power in the house, so I go over there at 10 o'clock with like a flashlight.
The 20th and Thomas.
28th and Pinchot, but let's call it Thomas.
Yeah,
since you don't know where Pinchot is or know how to say it. But yeah,
that's probably 15 minutes or so from where you're currently at.
Oh yeah, no, totally. So it's totally out of my way. I go and I kind of survey the house in the dark with a flashlight because again, we don't have smartphones. So I'm like literally with a flashlight.
Oh my, he shows up.
No, but I think back to that night and I'm like, that would have been a great
prime opportunity.
Right. Yeah. That was the moment. That was his missed opportunity.
Maybe you were his Clarice.
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe. I don't think I fit the profile. But how I found out about all of it was I then I sell the home. I am in Houston at the airport, coincidentally. A friend from Arizona calls me and she goes, oh my gosh, your crack, this is the conversation like verbatim. She goes, your crack house is on TV. And I go, first of all, it's not a crack house. It's a hoarder house. I was very defensive of this house, even though I'd sold it. I'm like, it's a hoarder house, not a crack house.
Wait, just out of curiosity, what did you purchase it for? And what did you sell it for?
Oh, God. Okay, you are taking me back.
I'm just curious. And how long did it take you to flip it?
Took longer than anticipated. It was my first flip ever. So let's say I thought it was going to take 4 to 6 months. Took 8 to 10. I think I paid, let's call it early twos, like $215 and flipped it for like $267. I mean, it was not, and I didn't do a lot to it. But I just didn't know what it was, It was like my starter. It was my starter flip. So it was not like a massive
and
process.
No real estate background in your family or anything. You just all on your own was like, I'm going to flip a house.
Yeah. No, I mean, my dad has always been like a novice.
Flipper.
Not flipper, but just he always had a knack for good real estate. So, I mean, Besides that, though, no.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay.
We digress.
No, that's okay. So I'm in Houston. I get the phone call. The crack house. It's not a crack house. Hoarder House. Turn on the news. Now, the city had been completely paralyzed with this baseline killer. We had 2 serial killings going on. We had 2 dudes. We had 2 white guys riding around with shotguns, shooting people, and I think Mesa.
I thought they were the baseline killer.
That's where all the confusion is, because we literally had all these scenarios going on at once.
But were they not the baseline killer?
They're not the baseline.
What were they called?
Wannabe
2 dudes with shotguns. Yeah, 2 white dudes with shotguns.
That's all they were. That's it.
I don't think they got coined. I don't think they ever got like a trophy name. Yeah, nothing to really brand.
Wasn't that also during the time? Do you remember the serial killer in DC that was shooting people?
That was a little bit later.
The
there was like a national,
guy, the
there
sniper,
was like a whole, and then
the
he
highway
escaped
sniper
jail.
guy.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a little later.
Jail.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm making that up.
No, it was a little later. I think that was like in 2010.
You
got out like
Shawshank serial killer.
Interesting.
I did some research.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so carry on. I can't wait to hear.
Oh, sorry. So I'm in Houston. Get the call. I'm in the airport. And I mean, to this day, it gives me complete chills all over my body. I go in, and being in Texas, like, it's all sports on in the airport bar. And I say, hey, excuse me, can you put it on the news? And they turn on the news. Ooh, there it is. And there is his mugshot.
Oh, no.
Every national news channel, like, they've caught him. Here he is. And there's his photo. And I'm like, I know that guy, right?
Did you know him besides just the
picture?
I'll pull one up. But did you know him besides the watering, or did you know him?
Yeah, because he'd come over to her house all the time.
He would come over really frequently. I mean, I would say on average at least twice a week.
Did you get a weird vibe from him at all?
So that's what's so upsetting to me is I feel like I'm a very good judge of character. And when I tell you, I didn't, except that moment when I walked by and he was like in my mind, slow mode, watering the yard. I thought that's weird that he doesn't go to work, but that was it. Otherwise, yeah, there he is. He doesn't look so handsome in his mugshots, but I'll tell you in person, he was kind of like an attractive guy. Like there wasn't anything like ugh about him.
I feel like he has those dark, crazy eyes where it just looks sinister.
Beady.
In the mugshot, maybe.
Well, and the horrible thing, I don't know if you read this, like he should not have been out of jail.
No, I did not read that.
So
I thought he's like a good family man. He had like no record, or
no.
Did he
I mean,
some...
God bless his wife. She like.
Wait, he was married?
Oh yes.
Oh yes, he was
How
married.
Old was he?
Looks like a 36-year-old young man.
I'm just curious how old he was in comparison to
I don't
you
know.
at that,
I mean,
at that age.
He was definitely older than me.
And when he would come over, was he trying to learn from you?
No, I mean, honestly, just like he came off as like a nice, curious neighbor, and there were a few. There was quite a handful of neighbors that would come over. Like, just what are you doing? Let me see. What flooring did you pick? All that stuff that goes on in the neighborhood.
Gets excited about.
Yes. Because at that time, I mean, flipping was kind of just beginning in a way, right?
So you were ahead of the curve.
I wouldn't say, but I mean, it was just like to be coined flipping and, going in and doing this. And we were in Arizona, which was a hot market, but I was also going outside of like kind of the desirable spots.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, so you're in Texas.
I'm in Texas.
Take us back. You see that you know him.
I mean, then I'm just like, wow. Like immediately I'm like, should I call my parents? I'm like, no. Because they're gonna freak out.
Did you call anybody?
I mean, all my friends, right? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like 23, 24. So it's just pure drama. Like, oh my God. Oh. And then I fly home, but they, thank God, like I didn't have the house anymore. And I was just kind of like, maybe flipping's not for me.
Did you flip homes afterwards?
I did, but I was
uber cautious.
I don't know if I was like uber cautious, but then the recession hit too. I mean, it was kind of simultaneous. Like he got locked up, and then the market crashed not that long after. And I'm like, well.
Let me ask you a question. So now, to this day, do you ever take any safety precautions because of that? Maybe not because of that, but like maybe in the back of your mind, I'm like, oh, maybe I should carry a gun. Maybe I should do anything like that.
Or maybe you should have like a semi-automatic rifle in your trunk.
Yes.
In your trunk.
Yes.
Right.
Does that.
I have a friend who has a setup, I've heard.
Not me.
Honest to God, like I feel like I'm a very quick study. Like I don't usually run into creeps or have these scenarios. So this was like a really, I think that's why it was so disturbing. It was really out of the box. I mean, it was very like, how do you miss that? Like I can meet someone and I'll read them, right? But I'm telling you, this guy,
like his eyes are
really,
kind.
I mean, he was sweet. He's like, can I bring you some coffee? And I mean, there was nothing that made the hairs go up on the back of my neck. I mean, but besides something being obvious, right? Sometimes you can meet someone and they're nice, but you still are like, oof, their energy's weird or whatever you want to call it.
See, then I would wonder if it was genuine. I'd be like, did he actually like me? Was it a genuine relationship?
Oh, definitely not.
Or was it like a game in the sense of like he knew what he was doing, but it was like, ha ha ha. Yeah. Like I have this separate little life. Like was he multiple personality disorder?
To that time too, the 2005, 2006. I mean, that's like the prime. That's freaky. That is a scary, scary situation.
Yeah, and I think
now I'm yawning because of your booze.
My booze. So sorry.
It's still lit, by the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes.
I hope to your game. Hello, I'm halfway done with mine in comparison to both of you.
Wait,
only begun.
Okay.
Looks like half full to me.
Yeah, we like to say half full.
Positive.
Well, Lottie fucking da.
Yes, indeed.
So I think, I was to guess, I don't know.
What was the relationship?
So, I mean, I think all of the victims, none of them were Caucasian. So either that saved me or too close to home. I don't know. But he was not supposed to be out of jail.
Oh, because then he could be a person of interest. Like if he got you that night when you were there all by
yourself.
yourself.
Two doors down.
No
that's too crazy, right?
Maybe he didn't want his wife to be stressed, right?
Like,
did he have kids? Did he have kids?
I don't know if he had kids. I never saw any children, so I don't.
Did you ever meet his wife?
No. She was
always.
I'm
just wondering what she
poor wife.
She was always working.
Poor thing.
She was always.
What did she do?
She was working while he was with the lawn, right? I don't know. But I just never met her. I didn't dive like that. Like the neighbors would always like kind of come to me. I didn't really like seek them out. I just wanted to flip a house.
Interesting.
But imagine like you just are like, let's get in this real estate game, and then shooty toots. Look what happened.
That's incredible. I'm so glad that you were safe and alive. That's my number one outcome from that. So thank you.
Like that's so nice.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're here. Sonia doesn't believe it, but I'm so glad that you're.
How sweet it's very sweet of you, Mike.
All right.
So you learned no lessons from it? Did you carry?
I'm still an idiot, Mike.
There's the hammer. So you're still a moron, basically.
Still a moron.
He's like, I'm so happy you're okay.
Do this or
and
that.
Then let me see. He killed you with kindness, and then
bam.
What did you learn in it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. There has to be some moral to that story. Safety first.
I don't know. I mean, I think the serial killers. Can you really out clever them?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think.
I mean, what did you learn? That you're screwed? Like there is
I think I
you
learned
couldn't
that
see
I'm
through it?
invincible. What? Right?
That's the truth.
My poor parents when they finally found out,
I can survive anything.
And I'm like, hey, so this happened, and my parents were like, oh my god, and I'm like, but really the way I take it is that basically I'm invincible. So whatever you're worried about, don't worry about it. Just dodge the worst.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, exactly.
What are the odds of me having 2 encounters with a serial killer?
What do you mean you had 2?
No, if you did.
No, not me. Yeah. I'm just saying you.
So
like,
here's what's
what
funny.
What are the odds that this
slim.
could happen a second time?
I have a very good friend.
Oh God. What did happen a second time?
Leslie, no. So when my serial killer went down, the other 2 white dudes going around with the shotguns who were never coined or marketed, she went to high school with one of them.
Oh no.
So we're sitting around, she's like, oh my god, this guy Dave, he was really nice when we were growing up. I'm like, damn it, we both missed it. Like it's kind of wild. It was a wild time in Phoenix too, because everyone was really on edge.
So remind me, did you come from a country town?
My accent. So this just brought up my accent. I am from Houston, Texas. Yes.
Texas. That's I like it.
Notice how her accent suddenly went away.
Because she realized,
like, oh.
But I like your accent.
She went from talking like this to, what do you mean? Why would you say that?
No, I like it. I think it's great. I like your accent.
Thank you.
Very nice. So that's a very interesting story. I'm glad you're live, number 1. Number 2, we've learned from it.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Oh, now he's being nice.
I am. But I'm saying, so was that like the weirdest thing or encounter that's ever happened to you in your industry?
I would say it's the most extreme, right?
I mean, seems pretty extreme.
And then I don't know who hasn't heard your episode, but that's a juicy one too.
That's just a funny one.
Funny. I mean,
the naked young man. Yeah.
Like the Hansel and Gretel who popped out naked on you. Yeah.
Weird. Tell me if this is weird. So not the other day, when I was working at one of my communities. I come to the work site, and there is a cow on the newly poured slab. A cow. And then there's 3 different people
it's
who are
alive.
2 of the buyers were there.
Okay.
Their shaman was there.
Shaman?
Yes, all dressed in some like bright garb, like beautiful.
Wait, what is a shaman? I know what a shaman is.
Is this a cow that's going to have...
Is there going to be a murder?
You would think, though. No, I don't know what it was. But so I drove up and I said, what's going on here? You guys shouldn't be on the site. This is actually wear your hard hats, wear your closed-toe shoes, because none of that was being worn. But what it was is there's a ritual, and I can't even begin to say what it is, but I guess it's a... Oh... No, they didn't. So I guess it's good luck.
Are you so extreme, Kelly?
Well, I've seen it on National
where have
Geographic,
you been?
and
She's like, they're going to kill, they're going to clip the air. Everything is so like...
Intense.
Have you not seen
End
those
of the world.
specials?
I'm
There's
Pollyanna.
specials that are-
I'm Pollyanna. I think
This is a lovely
rose-colored
situation here. It ended up being lovely. So what happened?
Okay,
see,
sorry.
there's
Oh,
no
no.
slaughtering, there's no
Lovely.
death, there's no murder.
None of
Maybe
it.
this is why I attracted you. No.
Who? Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I thought you were talking about like your. Never mind.
This sincerity. Ooh.
Well, first, never mind. I don't even want to say it. I'm moving on. You say like your husband. I'm like, no, your husband's the nicest guy in the world. Oh my gosh.
He's amazing.
He's honestly awesome.
He's great.
So, anyways, a cow on the work site, and I come up there. You should
in the concrete.
in the concrete, which was
is-
just
Wait,
poured
he's stuck in the concrete?
24 hours ago. It's poured.
Wait, the cow is stuck in the concrete?
No. It's
No,
just
but he's
on
like
it.
trampling the freshly laid.
The cow is marking up.
Well, 24 hours on an Arizona slab with a rebar foundation, it's fine to have. After that, it should be like cured enough. But unfortunately, it did leave.
However, this cow was 700
It was
pounds,
a huge
and no one
cow,
accounted for
and
that.
it did leave hoof prints right there. So the reason being is that I guess it's very good luck to have a cow.
Bless your
Yes,
concrete with
exactly.
the cow.
It's
Were they Indian?
They were Eastern Indian. Yes, they had
Okay,
a
well,
great.
I mean,
But it's so cool, and there's like really good spirituality behind it. I just don't know what it is. But I was out there and said, you guys have to leave. You can't be on site. This wasn't approved beforehand.
This was their home.
This is their home.
Okay,
And
well,
so
we
just
got
poured
that
the
going
slab.
for us.
Well, that was a good benefit. But the problem is that the hoof prints in the house, which are on the freshly poured slab, and so we had to get the cow out of there. And then for the longest time, the
So
owners
now we can't lay the tile.
correct because the owners didn't want to get the hoof
How do
prints
y'all deal
out.
with residential?
I tell you,
Okay,
it's
all right.
intense. So the hoof prints were in this slab. It was sitting there for months because they wanted the hoof prints there. We couldn't have the hoof prints.
I feel like I would want the hoof prints there too, though, to be
But then,
honest.
you have
Listen
to
to
like,
this one. Like
I
she
know.
has a cow.
I know.
I'm just
like,
saying,
She's- like, she's
what did I
gonna-
just say earlier? I wanted to
She
have a
wants a
hobby
mini
farm.
She wants a hobby farm.
I
She's
want the-
coined.
She would.
I want a hobby farm.
You would. I could see that happening. A
Well,
little
because
piglet.
I said I wanted to be a farm, and I had a client who was a farmer, and he's like, "You don't want to be a farmer. You want to be a hobby farmer."
You want your Instagram photos with your mini.
But even if it's
Cow.
not on Instagram, I just want the little baby animals.
And you want a ribbon at the county state fair.
Do you think that little cow is gonna love you back?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
They do.
I
They-
don't
I'm
have
sure
any
they're lovely.
experience with them, so I'm not sure.
Animals in general are very intuitive. So anyway, so I would want the little hoof prints, and I'd probably want to put a little few paw prints, and then I put my hand in the middle.
Which would be great as long as it's not throughout the whole home.
However, when we can't lay the tile
'cause
and you're prepared
be
to have like
hollow.
hut-like conditions on
Why
your
can't we lay the
floors,
tile over my paw prints?
You can, but it'll be a hollow spot there. I mean,
That's
the long story short, this is what
That house
happened.
we looked at today.
So
yeah.
the problem was that we let them keep the hoof prints in the garage
Okay.
in the whole home, which is
Seems
fine.
like a nice
I
compromise.
thought it was fine, and we put.
By the way, I love like this negotiation scene
Took
in my
forever.
head.
It
Like,
took
well,
forever.
here's what we can do.
Yes, it was, and honestly, it should have been like, no, you guys don't have your hard hats, you don't have your shoes, canceling the contract. That's what
Cow's
it should
not
have been.
safe.
Where the heck did the cow come from?
That's a great question.
They just
because there's
rolled up?
no-
Was there like a little
there was
trailer
not a
for the
trailer.
cow?
That's
No
what's shocking.
trailer?
No trailer. So I don't know. And
Was
I
there
didn't
an
leave.
SUV?
Is this
There's
a real
nothing.
story, Mike, or did you
Oh my
dream
gosh,
this?
this came up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
It's a very
gosh.
true as day. How can you ever make that up? It happens all the time.
It's a good one.
Thank you. It does happen.
I mean,
Anyways,
I
long
don't
story
know.
short, if we go to the house, you'll see some hoof prints in the garage still because they
I want to go to the house.
do it.
Okay, we can.
Probably.
Road trip.
Let's do it. Right across the
Yes.
street.
Oh my God.
Oh, here.
Desert
Oh,
Ridge.
it's here.
You know what we're going
Yes,
to start?
desert, yes.
We're going to start a real estate tour.
We should. Hoof
Cow
prints.
house, hoof print house,
Naked boy house.
naked boy house, baseline
Killer
killer house.
Check. 1, 2, 3.
Right? Like it could be, I think it could be fun.
Yes. So I thought that was interesting to interlude into that. But
Fascinating.
it was fascinating.
Yeah.
But that was a I'll find the name of the actual ceremony that it was, because it's a real thing.
It is a real thing. It's like a blessing.
It is, yeah, a big blessing.
But I don't know that I've ever heard of someone, right? Like
I like it.
tromping it through mid.
Or
I'm for
not
it.
asking.
I know. No, we know you are. You've
You
established
mini
that.
cows.
In
yeah.
Hawaii, when I lived in Hawaii, they'd always have these things, and we'd be like, "That's your amakua." It's like the animal presenting itself before
that.
you. We call
Nice.
it an amakua.
I want to find out what this is called. But
Right.
you guys.
and the animal that
Oh,
presents
well, we
itself
keep
to me
chatting
is
while
a
we hold
killer.
the conversation.
Yes, I'm trying to tell you, it is
All right,
called.
so to divert,
Yeah,
you are a commercial real estate expert.
I would not say that.
I'm sorry, do you not own a company?
Yes.
Do you not own buildings?
Yeah.
Are you not a landlord?
I'm a landlord. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I have several businesses in Scottsdale.
Yes.
So that sounds
Pretty good.
kind of like an
Gosh.
expert,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I guess.
I just have, so just for our audience, just kind of learning like, how is the commercial real estate market doing? And if you have any like little tidbits, like if somebody's wanting to get into the real estate game, like I have so many questions for you. You know, if you were to do
gosh.
like your first little purchase, or would you start leasing? And then earlier today we were talking about like, is the commercial real estate world a man's world? Because it sounds every woman is like, they always kind of get kicked out of it. And why is that? I have so many questions.
You don't hold the women up high enough. I think it's a women's
don't.
world these days.
I don't hold women up high enough.
Women's world, I tell you.
Mm.
Okay, no,
Well, I believe in it. It's a women's world.
Depends, right? I mean, you know, it's really, my husband is like the brains of our company, right? And so I kind of joke that I'm the bitch in the back, and I manage like all of our personal properties. And
All right, top 20 commercial real estate agents. How many of them are female?
there is 20 in Scottsdale. You're talking about top 20 in Scottsdale? I'd say there's 2.
2.
Okay. Yeah.
Number 1 and number 2.
No.
Look at
well,
Mike
I wouldn't
trying
say
to,
that. I wouldn't say
to
that.
gain
Yeah.
brownie points
telling
with
you.
our female followership.
Well, Bahumi Pujan.
I mean, he did dress up. So.
Are you Googling right now?
It's called Bahumi Pujan.
Oh, the ceremony.
The ceremony
We're
is
back.
that.
The cow ceremony.
I thought you were
We're back.
talking about
Is it a cow or a
women.
calf?
It's a cow. Legit cow. Bahumi
Full
Pujan.
grown.
Yes, when starting construction, especially for the home or temple, a ritual called Bahumi Pujan is performed to honor the earth goddess Bahumi Devi.
I'm all
Sorry
for
about
it.
that. Seek blessings for the project.
Are there any listeners out there who are of Indian descent who can invite us next time? Because I think we'd like
Oh,
to see that.
yes.
Who I'm going to
Right?
get. Yes, I think
Yes.
I agree.
You know what
Yes.
else?
You've opened that window.
You know what
where
else?
now we can-
Anybody else
awesome.
who's getting married, I accidentally came upon an Indian wedding at Gainey Village,
They're
and
fabulous.
it was so fun.
My cousin, and my now she's my cousin. She's from India, and like the celebrations just go and go and go.
Yeah.
I mean, they do it right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Homi Bashan.
Can't wait.
I don't think they blessed their house right though. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, there's.
So-
well,
Now they probably
I don't know
ruined
what
it because
Now-
they tiled over it.
Now I got to get. No, I'm talking about my cousin. Now
Oh.
I got to get him
Oh.
to move and
Why
like
didn't they
do
do
the whole
Bhumi
thing,
Pujan?
and do the whole new build, and they got to do it right.
Was there
right.
any type of garlic or rice in the corners of the house?
What?
Not
That's
that
what-
I've noticed or know of, but
I have a whole
now I'm
story
gonna
about that
look
one.
when I go over. Now I'm gonna
Yes.
go to the bathroom, but deviate and peek around.
But that's only
Yeah.
the new build of the home, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that the hard way. But anyways, carry on. I'm so sorry
Yes,
to
I
interrupt.
want to know about
No,
the
you're good.
commercial real estate game. How is the market currently?
So, I mean, I feel like we're not the right people to ask because we're a little nichey. We always do. We've always stuck with like Old Town Scottsdale, downtown Gilbert, like really nichey neighborhoods.
But when
so
you say
even
niche, what do you mean by that? Just because you stick to specific
it's
areas?
Like, yeah, I mean, it's like when the office market crashes, like it doesn't crash for us because they'll downsize their giant office space in Tempe and they'll find like a smaller office space. Everyone wants to be in Old Town. Everyone wants to be in downtown Gilbert. They want to be in Roosevelt Row. Those urban
But is that
markets.
niche, or did you just make a smart choice? Or did you just make a smart
Smart
move,
is what I
actually?
think.
I mean, I guess it was methodical, but I don't think I knew that we knew what we were doing necessarily. But no, it is. Those markets have done well. Even the recession, we did really, really well.
And do you do like acquisition or mostly leases?
I am usually like managing everything. I mean, my joke is I'm the bitch in the back, so I'm like managing everything, all the details. Jose is who you should really have on. He's very good at all this, and he's very smart. And He's very quiet, but we could loosen him up with these great cocktails.
It's a
We
good
could get him
I think
going.
we definitely need to have Jose on. We need to like do like a live actual call in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give him too much, like, I don't want him to get a big head, but he's really, really smart.
Yeah.
Right? And then I do the fun stuff, and I do all the finishes for the projects, and then I manage tenants. And, I do the bitch in the back. That stuff.
And you have the crazy
BIB.
and you have the crazy tenant stories as well, which I love.
I've got some crazy tenant stories. I've got some crazy
it
tenants.
sounds like in real estate.
I will say, like, over the years, I'd say 90% are freaking fantastic. And we are like personal friends with quite a few of them, and we'll go to dinner with them. I mean, we have like wonderful relationships that have come out of our projects and having tenants and stuff.
Does that ever get?
And then there's a few, like everything in life, there's a few,
Does that get complicated when you build these relationships and then
No,
as a landlord
no.
you have? Wait, you don't even know the question.
What I know you're going to say, like,
What is it? What am I going
like,
to say?
do you raise the rent on them or?
No, I was
No,
going to say,
okay.
what happens if they default, and then you have to evict them?
I mean, I don't want to make this too public, but we've been very generous in situations, and we've, tried to work with people.
So now,
significantly.
is that because you own the building that you're leasing? Because would that be you who'd be generous, or would that be or do you talk to the landlord who's the owner of the building?
No, both. We'll jockey on their behalf if it's not our building, and if it is, we'll absolutely do what we can. I mean, it's most of the stuff we do is small business, right? And we're a small business, so we get it, right? There's ebbs and flows with the market, just like there is with ours.
But is there? You kind of said that it's niche-y, and you guys have sort of survived.
For the most part.
So
I mean,
it sounds like you're pretty consistent.
Pretty consistent. I mean, people are always shocked. Like, summer's always rough here as a retailer in Arizona.
Is it still rough here? Because I feel like that was always the case in the past, but I feel like with so many people moving here, I feel like summers are getting busier.
So we have a lot of people leaving lately too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that. We have a lot of people leaving. We had
I mean, as a local, I like that, but
I know, same.
but like 2021 was one of, the market used to always slow going into summer, and it was like it just kept
That's because we were a red state, baby.
going. Well, yeah,
That's the truth.
That's just the truth. Take it or leave it.
Oh,
Sorry,
shit, now we
public.
just went political.
I
That
know, but
way, I
that's
love it.
because we were open, and other states not so much. So we had this, especially like Old Town Scottsdale. Old Town Scottsdale was kind of struggling in 2019. There was a tremendous amount of turnover, a tremendous amount of
interesting
vacancy, and then
The only reason I ask why I think that's interesting, because I left for 2 years. I moved to Maui.
I know, we know.
And I left.
We were here.
So just
we
in
were
case-
here while you were
in
sending us
case
your beach selfies.
Any of you don't know, I moved to Maui.
Yes, we know. Yes.
In case the good part of Hawaii,
Yes,
for
yes.
those who don't
Yeah,
know.
I was in
Yeah.
Kapalua, like not in like anyway.
It's not a big deal.
Oh goodness.
Oh,
okay.
my
Man,
goodness.
we silenced our
Good phones.
phones.
I know. So, now I just lost my train of thought.
So here's the thing I was going to say while she's thinking about her train of thought is I think it's so nice that you had compassion for your tenants. I think that's a rare thing to have.
But my point is like,
I remember now.
So like we live here, we work here, we have come to know these people. They're our friends at this point. There's so many people that are coming into the market and they live in Oregon, they live in Washington, they live in California, they live in Texas, they could give two shits, right? They're like, rent's going up, don't care, right? But we live here. This is our town. Like, we're really focused on what happens to it, and we want people to succeed. Like, it's not about how much money can we get.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really important to us, the projects that get built and how they get built. And
differentiates you between the other, I guess, like bigger people out there. I mean, I think that's incredible.
Why would you use any of the others when you could
saying-
use Kelly and Jose?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Kelly and Jose, though. But how nice
and they're
that
fun.
to have compassion, though. Like, that's such a rare thing to find, I think, in this industry. So I think that's very, very cool that you did that.
we live 5 minutes from Old Town, and that, unfortunately, won't change. I would love to move farther out. Jose is a diehard Old Town. I don't know if if it's midlife crisis, if he just can't get away. I don't know. But, he's super passionate about the area, and I am too, but he's like to the umpteenth degree. And, it is like our town. I mean, Sonia and I, our like favorite thing to talk about is we sit around and talk about Scottsdale in the 90s and reference
Okay,
everything
thanks for
we-
aging.
Oh,
Thanks for aging me now.
Aged her. It's
Thanks
good.
for aging
We're always
me
like,
now.
remember when we used to go here? But, and so a lot of the businesses, it's like we've grown up with them too.
Well, so okay, that's
So-
what I was going to say when I moved to Maui.
Yes.
We're back to Maui.
Small community. It
Yes.
is a small
No,
community.
no,
the
not-
locals are.
No, it wasn't that. It was that I moved in 16, 17, and you were
Yeah.
saying how Scottsdale was struggling in 19. I came back in 19, and I
Yeah.
couldn't believe in just being gone for 2 years how much the city had changed, like how much growth there was, how much new business there was, how many new build projects there were.
Yes, but
it was
what-
like it changed overnight, or
Yes.
or so it seemed to me, but I don't know because I didn't have my
You're talking about the whole city of Scottsdale, but so
yeah.
Old Town took a little bit of a hit for that, right? So
interesting.
while the business sprawl was going out, now a lot of stuff is going out to all the fancy new builds on the reservation where we don't get tax money for it, but that's a whole other day. That's a whole other subject.
Hang on, let me
But
just turn this
so
off.
Old Town did take a big hit, and at that time there was a tremendous amount of kind of like new concept failures. But when 2020 hit and we were open,
And it just exploded.
it drove a lot of businesses from out of state to come and open here. Or people, we have a tenant who she lived in New York and New York got shut down. And I think she had some kind of corporate job. She was like, you know what? I've always wanted to open a clothing store. I'm going to come to Fifth Avenue and I'm going to open that shop. And now she's got 3 spots. And
I feel like I know who that is.
probably.
He now has 3.
Is it
Like
pink?
still?
No.
Oh,
Wait, who's pink? Oh,
Victoria's Secret Pink.
no.
am I allowed to say?
But not.
Oh, okay.
I think.
We'll ask after.
We'll have to ask.
So
yeah. Cut that.
we're like,
But there was stuff like a lot of stuff like that happening, and I mean, I remember like June of 2020. I think I remember being on Fifth Avenue, which was extremely quiet, and I met this group of like 20 boys from Detroit. And they were like, we flew down from Michigan because you're open. And so that began like this influx of tourism.
yeah.
And now are we number 1 or 2? We're going neck and neck with
I think it's number
Nashville.
one.
For,
I think we're number 1.
Are we number 1
Yeah,
now?
Which
for-
I hate for the bachelorette parties. I hate it.
Okay, but if it was your bachelorette party, where else would you want to go? You want to go to Vegas? Like, come on.
I mean, I do love Vegas. I still do love it.
Yeah,
but,
but okay.
mostly because
It's
I'm an
not
old
our Vegas
curmudgeon
anymore.
and I don't want everybody here. I hate that I go out in my town and there's like 8 million bachelorette parties and party buses coming up.
Resale homes and developments. So please enjoy. We love people coming in here. Thank you. We
Please call
love you all.
Sonia for your second home.
We love everybody. Please come here so much.
Thank you, Mike.
No, but so we are definitely experiencing like a tremendous upswing,
Incredible.
which is great because it was not feeling good for.
Well,
a
I always
minute.
felt like we were like the
2019.
best kept secret. I always would say, like, let
Well,
me give
of
you my
course.
Scottsdale pitch. And then now I feel
Yeah.
like everybody's on to us and I'm kind of wishing,
They're very on to us.
go home.
No, we
Some
love
of them are.
That's the sad part.
So what would you say then, I guess, throughout your career was your smartest move? Like the
Marrying
thing that-
Jose. No, I'm kidding.
No, it can't be that. It can be personal
Love
or
Jose.
professional. So it could be marrying Jose. And then if they're
No, we do make like a really good team, and he's brilliantly smart, and I go along for the ride, and I contribute. I mean, he'd probably argue that I contribute more than I say I do, but
so we need to have Jose on.
I mean, I can't stress it enough. Yeah.
So interesting.
And also, is there like a decision that has haunted you guys where you were just like, oh,
Oh my God.
like
Woulda,
that?
coulda, shoulda.
Well, there's always a bunch of woulda, coulda, shouldas, but is there just that one where it was like pivotal, but it also kind of maybe changed your trajectory and, maybe it was a blessing in disguise? Because sometimes those massive mess ups are kind of like, at the time you're like, oh, you want to, but they end up being a blessing in disguise because you learn so much from the massive mistake.
Great question, Diane Sawyer.
That's a good
Wow.
question.
I mean, wow, we're going deep.
I mean, you don't have
Yeah.
to. You don't have to answer.
No,
We got marrying Jose for the best decision you ever made, which I love.
I'm just gonna go like a little surface. Can't think of anything too deep. So I would say moving our office from Tempe to Scottsdale. I don't know.
haunts you? You wish you would have stayed in Tempe?
Scratch that.
I was like, that sounds like a positive to me.
Yeah, no. So what could we have done differently?
Or just a decision that you made, or something that you passed up on, or
I don't know. I actually think
it could be business or personal.
I can't think of anything that I'm like, shoot. I mean,
it could be personal too, because I feel like every entrepreneur has that. Like,
I can't think of anything that I would say like, oh man, this would have really changed things. I think there's been a lot of approaches about joining teams here and doing this and doing that. I think that what we've done that I'm super grateful for is staying small, staying us.
Staying true to yourself.
Yes, and not having to compromise and just kind of going forward on the path that we're on. Thank God. Because there was a lot of approaches and we could have, grown and done.
Yeah.
And it's just not our jam.
Yeah.
We like the small local vibe.
I like that. To tie it out, can I ask a couple questions that may be off cuff?
Oh gosh.
There's some good ones. They're good ones.
I do have one more question though. Like,
Go
what
ahead,
do you
follow
think
up
is
that
like the most underrated skill that's actually a really good skill
Of
life?
just in general, or from a real estate perspective? Like, I have mine. Like, for example, I can give you mine. I always say that I'm relentless about follow-up. Like, it's not rocket science, but I'm just like, I will call you until you literally tell me to die. And then I might try you one more time, and then I'll be like, okay. So it's like, I don't know, it's like an underrated skill, because people, do you have one?
Gotta stick with like relentless, right? Like when you're told no, just keep going.
Ignore it.
Yeah.
So no
someone
doesn't
says,
mean no.
I'm not gonna sell
in
you
the
my
real estate
when someone says
world.
I'm not gonna sell you my building. And maybe they say, I'm not going to sell you my building, you fucking asshole. But you just smile and you just keep coming.
So when they say, I'm not going to sell you my building, you fucking asshole, what do you say back?
To myself, I'll call you in 6 months.
How about now?
How about now? How about now?
Yeah.
What are you doing right now? Are you busy right now? Oh my gosh, what are you doing here? Let's talk. Yeah.
Okay, I like it. All right, okay.
My questions, very important ones.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Do you believe, number one, do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Did you ever find a haunted building that you guys have sold?
I have not found a haunted building that we have sold. I've had personal experience in a residential building. I don't. There's a couple commercial buildings where you feel like a little. I want to leave.
Ghosty?
I want to leave right now. Right.
Okay, so when it comes to that, what is your opinion on that? Like, if something crazy has happened, I've had some investors that are like, we don't care, we got a great deal. Others are like, no, there's some bad juju there, like, not interested.
I wouldn't shy away from it. I don't know where I got this from, but you like go in and you just say, you ask them to leave. It's time to move on. There's a whole like thing you can do, spiritual thing. There is something I would never do is, and this was done in Scottsdale. And I remember the project was for sale. And I told Jose, absolutely not. I would never bulldoze a church. I don't know why. Like in my head, that's just a no-no.
Have people bulldoze churches?
They have. They have. Yeah.
Would you bulldoze a church?
I would not.
It's just not.
I'm with you on that. And I don't think
I would like maybe adaptive reuse it, but I would.
Would depend on what kind of church. What if it was like a pagan church?
You know what? I don't think I'd mess with any.
Or what
of
was
them.
it? A Valhalla church from the Viking days?
I don't know.
Any kind of church.
I'd try to work with it.
Okay.
I just think that's like my no, right?
Other question I had.
Yeah.
So, do you believe in a zombie apocalypse?
Mike is really coming in hot with these
Yeah, but
questions.
these are some good ones.
Zombie apocalypse. Is it coming?
I don't know. Do you think it is?
Oh, should we ask your dad?
I don't know.
I feel like we should ask
Who's my
you.
dad?
You're the one that's got quite a bit of.
I believe that there's going to be something going on, but we'll move on from that one.
Wait, what?
Not a zombie thing.
Wait, what?
When you
We'll
say
talk about that
zombie,
later.
let's define zombie.
Wait, why is he saying go on? You believe something's going to go on in terms of what?
You never know what's going to happen. Be prepared. Always be
Like
prepared.
aliens?
I think we're all
zombies?
I was a Boy
prepared,
Scout. Don't
right?
forget.
But are you talking about like aliens happening, zombies happening? Are you talking about like
I was asking.
black outage?
No, Kelly, if she believed in zombies.
No, I understand, but then you made a weird comment of like, I think something's coming, but we'll get back to that later.
Oh, no,
so you
that's
can't
later.
like drop
That's
a
like
bomb and
that's a
then
whole
back out.
When we say
thing,
zombie,
you
like
know.
what? I guess what is zombie?
I'm saying, like, do you believe it that end of the world situation is going to happen anytime?
I mean, I don't want to. Things felt really hairy. We've had
Here's my question. If there was the zombie apocalypse, would you want to live or die? Because I feel like I'd rather be dead.
Right. Okay. So like I was looking at like Bug Out Land, right? Like everyone's like, oh my God, what do we do? And then I thought about it. I'm like, do I want to emerge and be like, I made it?
Yeah.
Like then what's left?
Oh, yeah, what are you
I
gonna
know.
do?
So I'm 50-50 on that.
I'm with you.
Like when I lived in Hawaii, that was when they had the random
In
missile.
Maui, in the
Maui, of
nicest
course,
part of
yes.
Hawaii for those listeners who were.
Let's tell us again. Make sure.
When they had the accidental missile launch.
Ritz-Carlton, Four Seasons.
Montage Hanukkah, thank you very much.
Montage.
Best we love
5
you.
stars. 5 stars.
5 stars.
When they had the accidental missile launch,
Oh,
Oh,
you
yeah,
were
I
there.
forgot it's fake. Yeah.
day one of landing in Maui was the accidental
Welcome.
I have my own.
Mahalo.
Yeah.
Mahalo
Aloha.
indeed.
I have my own theories on that, but that's for another day. But I was like, everybody's freaking out, wanting to go hide for cover and survive. I was like,
Where
take
can
me.
I? Who has the best happy hour?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'd rather
exactly
just be
what it
dead.
is.
Like, just
That's
yeah.
the truth.
I have
Yeah.
no interest in surviving.
And
I don't want to play Mad Max.
I think I could do it. But the question is, do you want to?
I'll tell you
I
no,
would
probably
yeah.
not. So, in
So
the
would
Would
effort,
you be like White Lotus and you'd
I never
Take
seen
care
White
of- I've seen
the White Lotus either.
take
I
care
haven't
of
seen it.
Wyatt and Jose and call it a day?
I haven't seen it. And then I think are you giving like spoiler
Yeah,
alerts
this
I
you
for
are.
people
probably
who,
am,
Yeah,
and
I
who
I
have
bet
seen it? So that's probably not what people want to.
here,
it's already over. So really, if you're a White
But
Lotus
people
fan,
aren't- I mean, I didn't watch Breaking Bad for like 5 years, so it's like
well,
you
you'll
could-
have forgotten this conversation by then.
So, in effort of our closing up, wrapping up,
Oh.
smart moves, because our time limit is out.
Is our
Shooty toots. Look
Yep.
at us.
Yeah, we've already. So we have like 2
okay,
minutes.
look at it. Look,
So can
time
you
flies when we're having
Roll
fun.
us out there, Sonia.
What?
You're so good at this. Thank you for this.
I
Is
feel like,
smart
well,
moves.
first of all, I just have
She's going to
questions.
talk about Maui.
Let me.
Reference the 5
Okay,
stars.
you know what? This may be the first and last time we have Kelly Ramirez Wolf on this show. I think she is correct. We should indeed have Jose.
Oh, I love Kelly Ramirez Wolf. She's the best. She's
So,
the best.
Kelly Ramirez Wolf, what is your favorite curse word?
Good question.
Oh, it's the F word because it's the most effective.
Just
That
by
is true.
itself?
yeah.
Good question. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's like one and done. Get to the point. It's effective.
Do you have a life motto that you live by?
YOLO.
I like
I
it.
love that. That's
I
great.
like it. Do you have any guilty pleasures?
My whole life is a guilty pleasure.
Is it like right in front of us?
Yeah, food, drink. I mean, live it up. We're only here for so long, right?
Truth. YOLO indeed.
Dream dinner guest, living,
Ooh.
dead, historical, anyone on earth.
I'm thinking of like photographers that nobody cares about.
Well,
That's
that's
good.
fine.
Yeah, that's
it's
fine.
your dream dinner guest.
So Keith Carter, he's a famous photographer,
It is.
Is he
Yeah.
black and white? Like what kind of photographer?
fine art photographer. That was my true passion. That was my jam.
I need to look up Keith Carter.
We shall.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess Mike is making me take us out. This is Sonia Zapata and
Coffee.
with the lovely
Kelly.
Ox, not hugs and kisses. Ox Urban Properties, Kelly Wolf.
Thank you, Kelly, so
from
much.
Smart
Thank
Moves.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Smart Moves.